The Bloodline is back in full force. We got a great segment with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso on Monday Night Raw. It was a pre-tape segment, but it was done so well that it reminded me of the good days when they were in the Bloodline 2022, 2023, that time when things were awesome with the Bloodline. And obviously, Roman, Jey, and Jimmy, they do excellent character work. Their promos, their segments are almost always outstanding, especially when they're together. You know, they can produce the type of TV that is actually worth watching, which is hard to find these days in the WWE. But you know what? They're doing a good job. And probably the only other person who's doing a great job is Danhausen. Jacob Fatu is doing pretty good too. He had a good segment with Roman Reigns last week and this week again. But it just reminds me that the Bloodline angle in 2022, going into 2023, was some of the most amazing TV WWE has produced in many, many years. Probably since CM Punk and his pipe bomb promo and his contract expiring. That was the last time WWE produced like epic television like that. And so this was just a reminder of that. And it's a good thing to see because with Roman Reigns as world champion, Jey and Jimmy are still on his side as of right now. And the fact that he's the focal point of the show again, and he's not taking these long absences where he's never around and then he shows up for a match and then he disappears for a long time and then he shows up to do a run-in and then he disappears again. And it's like, you know, that version of Roman Reigns is not particularly compelling to me. Now, during his title reign, when he held the title for many, many years, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, they filled in the gaps. You know, they were providing the entertainment while Roman was away. But it's always better when Roman is there and the other guys are there too. Now, obviously, Paul Heyman is not part of this story as of right now. Sami Zayn's not around. He's dealing with Trick Williams and the U.S. title over on SmackDown, and hopefully the world title with Cody Rhodes at some point. Cody Rhodes mentioned Sami Zayn in a promo on this past SmackDown. That could be foreshadowing what's to come for Sami, hopefully. Hopefully we'll finally see Sami as champion. But anyway, the point is, I'm just happy to see Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso doing things that are actually interesting again. Because it's been a long time. I mean, let's be honest. Like, the last time I was really interested in the Bloodline, it was probably maybe WrestleMania 39 when Roman beat Cody, and so Roman was still on top. And then, like, after that, obviously, Jey Uso got into a feud with Roman. So did Jimmy, but then they went back and forth. And what started to happen that year, that was 2023. That's when things started becoming less interesting and I wasn't really paying much attention anymore because it's only fun when they're all on the same side. For example, there was a time when Solo, Roman, Jey, Jimmy, Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, they all came out together in Salt Lake City. This was before the Crown Jewel match, the Saudi Arabia match with Logan Paul and Roman Reigns for the world title. This was years ago. But I just remember them coming out together. And that was when I was like, wow, this really is something special. This is like some of the best stuff you're ever going to see from the WWE in this day and age. And that's what this segment reminded me of. So that segment was cool. And obviously we're going forward with this Jacob Fatu angle. And what's interesting is they're not just putting it all on the table for us. Like, they're showing that this is more complex than your average wrestling feud, obviously, because Jacob Fatu, I believe I have this right, his father is the brother of Jimmy and Jey's father, Rikishi. So they're very closely related in real life. And obviously, Roman Reigns, his father was one of the Wild Samoans. And so they're all related, they're all connected. They probably all met each other when they were kids. I know Roman and the Usos definitely met each other when they were kids, and I have to believe Jacob did too, because he's closely related. So, so there are layers here, because Jimmy in the segment, he defends Jacob Fatu and says, like, it's understandable that this guy wants to improve his life, upgrade his house, or like Jacob said last week, he needs more vehicles. Right, but then Jimmy said it shouldn't come at the expense of Roman. Exactly, because it's like, come on, Roman just won the title. It's, he's a part of the same family, and you're gonna go after him. I mean, it's like, and Roman even says, like, this is ridiculous, because for the past couple years, while Jacob was here, Roman had taken a lot of time off. He took a step back, and he let everyone else in the WWE show their stuff. And that's true. Roman has not been world champion since WrestleMania 40. Okay, 2 years. He's right. 2 years. He let people get their chance at the limelight. And what happened? The last 2 years were pretty forgettable, in my opinion. He's right. I mean, he's right. There's no disputing that. And now he's saying Jacob Fatu had all this time since he debuted to become world champion. And now, after Roman gets the title back, now you want to come after him and his world title? That's kind of messed up. And it is. That is messed up. And then Jey, people forget. Remember Jey, when the Bloodline angle was going on in 2022? This guy was like a real animalistic, angry guy. Remember how angry he used to be about Sami Zayn's involvement in the Bloodline? I mean, this guy looked like he was ready to attack Sami Zayn on a weekly basis, like rip him to shreds. Like, we saw a little bit of that in this segment on Monday when he was like, there has to be consequences. And that's right. For Jacob to step up to Roman Reigns like that and, I guess, challenge him for a world title and say he's going to take everything from him, like, there should be consequences. You gotta put people in their place, because people have forgotten how dominant the Bloodline was. Remember when freaking Roman had the 2 titles, and then Jey and Jimmy, they had the unified titles. They all had, I just remember them raising all these belts in the air. And now they got to show Jacob, maybe you forgot that these are some dangerous guys, and it's not a good idea to poke the bear. So what happened later in the show is he puts the tongue in death grip, Jacob. He puts the tongue in death grip on Roman Reigns, because Roman's like, I shouldn't give you a title shot. You haven't earned it. And if I give it to you, that would be nepotism. Then Jacob snapped and gave him the tongue in death grip, left him lying, and then Roman Reigns accepted his challenge for Backlash. Now, my guess is at some point here, we're going to get a beatdown of Jacob Fatu by the Usos. And that would be good, because we haven't seen that yet. Even though Jey was like, this guy's dangerous. He took out the MFTs one by one by one by one. Yeah, but I think there's going to be a beatdown of Jacob Fatu before this match happens. And that's going to confirm that the OG Bloodline, when it was Roman, Jey, and Jimmy, is firmly back together, and they will take you out if you mess with them.